everyone, I'm Gemma from Concrete Gems Crochet, and I want to show you today how to do the waistcoat stitch. Now that is this lovely stitch that looks like knitting. So it's a crochet stitch, but it looks like knitting, and I used it here for my hooked on crochet wall hanging, which you can see just about. So I'm just going to show you how to work it. Now it's very different depending if you work in rows or in the round. So firstly, I'm going to show you this sample in rows. Okay, so you want to start with a chain and a row of single crochet, and then I'm going to show you where you work into. So rather than working into the top two bumps where you normally would work, instead, for waistcoat stitch, which is also called split single crochet or knit stitch, we work in here below the two bumps like horizontal bars and between the V there. So that is where we're going to insert our hook, and that is what we're going to do now. Okay, and apart from that, it's pretty much like a single crochet, but it can be quite hard to work into. So we're going to go in between that leg, and then you push straight through, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through too. And there we go again, insert into the V between those, below the horizontal bars, and then between those two V's. And you want to make sure that you pull up the stitch right to the height of the row, okay, when you pull it through like this. So make sure you pull it up, otherwise the next row is going to be really tight. And just keep going across like that. And that is the knit stitch or the waistcoat stitch. And then you can see already creating that lovely knit-like texture with the V's very kind of prominent. And then I'm going to show you how to do it in rounds. Now if you want to do the waistcoat stitch in the round, it is really rather different. Okay, we're doing the same thing, but it looks very different. Okay, because you're not turning. So when you turn, this is what it looks like, and then as we've seen, we work into that split there. But when we're not turning, it looks quite different. So normally, in a normal single crochet worked in the round, you go into the top of those stitches like that, don't you? So straight in there for a single crochet. But as we are now trying to do the waistcoat stitch, we need to work into the V of the stitch again. So we're going to be working in there. Let me find my needle and point with my needle again. So we're going to be working into there, in between those two, okay? And you almost need to look at the back to make sure that you've gone in between the two correctly. Okay, but apart from that, it's going to be exactly the same. So we're going to work through, and as you can see, I'm just turning it over just to check that I've gone through the stitch correctly. Like that. And actually the first row is the worst one, so I've just got a row of single crochet around the first, that's my first row. So you're working into the single crochet, but when you start working into the waistcoat stitch, you'll see that the V's look so much more pronounced like that. So it actually becomes easier to work the second round. Okay, so I will just carry on and work this first round just to show you if I can get through that next one. There we go. Like so, pull it through, pull it up to the right level as before, and just carry on working around. Okay, right. Let me show you one more time like this, and then I will show you once I have done the first round. Okay, so we go into that V and turn at the back, and just make sure, oh, I've slipped out there, just make sure that you're going in between those two legs there and push it through, and then pull through, pull up to the right level, and then yarn over and pull through. Okay, so into that space of the V, turn it over, find where you're going, push it through, yarn over and pull through, pull it up to the right level, yarn over, pull through too. When you get to the end of your round, you can either do a slip stitch to join into your first stitch, or you can continue working in continuous spirals. What you're not going to do is you're not going to turn, okay? So I'm going to just continue working in continuous spirals, and you can now see the V's a lot more prominently. So that's my first one, and it's a lot easier to get through. It's still worth a little look to make sure you're going in between the legs of the stitch on the back, but generally you're all good. Pull the stitch up to the correct height and continue working in between those V's, exactly the same. So it's just a single crochet, you're just working into the middle of those V's. Okay, and that is the two different ways to do the waistcoat stitch in the round and in rows. As you can see, they are worked exactly the same, but where you go into looks very different on the different sides, and that is essentially the difference. And this is a really lovely stitch if you want to create a knit-like effect. If you want something working kind of symmetrically, you know, because crochet kind of slants off as you work, whereas this doesn't. This is a great stitch for that. And the main things to take away really is to keep your stitches nice and loose, pull them up to the full height of the row, and take your time getting into the right space in between those V's. And there you have it. I've got a pattern coming out which is a lovely wall hanging, which uses the waistcoat stitch. So if you're interested in that, do look it up. Apart from that, thank you very much for joining in this tutorial, and I hope to see you again for another tutorial really soon. I'm Gemma from Concrete Gems Crochet, and bye for now.